I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There's even anybody here. While the voting machines are out, I'm thinking of it. Impressive that the results got in as quickly as they did last night, and being able to see them electronically is really cool. So appreciate the clerks and election office working that, as well as all the poll workers and volunteers that help make it happen. We're going to take a look at the minutes. Has everybody gotten a chance to review the October 11th minutes that Mike provided? If there are no additions, deletions, or changes, we will approve them as written.
I've got both of those I sent out to everybody.
Okay. Everybody get their treasurers and clerks report. Department reports. EMS, do you have anything?
The only thing I can is let you know that we're trying to redo some of the paper, what we do with you guys. We have to talk with the FDA and one of the stuff, how we feel. So anyway, we're trying to end, we're a little behind, but she's going to try to get that in you guys. I know we deposited 150,000 in this month, but that's all I can tell you right now because I don't have it.
Any other department reports? Excellent. Old business, Jim McDonald.
First up is the note that we talked about, the forgivable note on the EMS building, the note in anticipation of $2 million funded by the redevelopment commission concerning the new EMS building. I know you take the David here, we have any questions about the building. I'm here on behalf of the redevelopment commission. Part of the process of what you have to this visual building on the site selected, the amount specified is going to be given. We've done this several times on different other different projects.
I'm not ready yet. We've got a couple other issues that have come up in the county. I'm a little worried about the funding. That's just me. I don't know how everybody else is.
Hospital has requested a meeting with the joint session with council and commissioners. Mary here,
No, she's out of town, I think.
out of town. I don't know, is that my responsibility to call, or commissioners, or who can schedule?
Delegate from the commissioner, so we might have a public meeting and a delegate, one delegate from the council. Or be an open public meeting.
I don't know. I think the hospital requested all the commissioners and all the council. I think they were wanting just like an executive session with both parties.
Why don't we coordinate the council today? Give me a couple of dates. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult logistics. Coordinate with 10 people. So you guys, the council wants to give me a dates, times of birth.
Andrea has a question.
I'm not sure you could have a closed meeting, the two joint bodies to talk about.
How does that-
An economic development project?
Well, that's what I said, I had to wait.
Well-
Well,
I
those are
guess
not a quorum,
technically,
is it?
it's not the economic development project. They want to be able to provide us with information about.
That's-
Public.
But it is an exception for an executive session on a board. So the workaround, the easy fix would be for the council to send 2 delegates and for the commissioners to send 1. And we would not have it's a law otherwise calls for it. If there's no exceptions that would allow for the executive session. So that would be my recommendation. Is that the council get 1 or 2 delegates to attend. And then it's report back to the rest of the full body at the next meeting.
If the hospital requested everybody, that was the thing. They
Well,
wanted
just do a public meeting.
Why not?
Just do a special
They
meeting.
requested that, but they said they also requested.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, they requested everybody because at one time.
That's a public.
There's no anything, everybody knows exactly what's going on.
Right. So I guess, can you check into, are there exceptions, like you said, if they present something that's involves financial numbers that are on their behalf that they don't want to disclose to other hospitals or whatnot, does that warrant an executive? Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I think like Jeff said, I mean, it should be everybody.
Yeah.
That way it's all done at once.
Fair, and it's gotta be open. That way there's no stories that aren't true, so
It's all, okay.
it's gotta be done right. So we can put it to bed.
Jason, I'll work with you after to get something, scheduled or come up with some times. Check with the group.
So we're tabling this thing to.
I think until that meeting would take place, it should be taken. So, like Jeff said, I'd make a motion that we table this until we're able to have that scheduled meeting with the commissioners, all the council in the hospital.
Second, is there a second?
Second,
Who seconded?
Jeff.
Jeff.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Keep it on the agenda, just track it
Sounds good to
for the
me.
next meeting.
Yes,
And that is December 13th.
Well, we may be moving that meeting to the 20th. That'll be discussed here before we adjourn.
So either way.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to say we have to do something, I think just
that's fine.
Oh,
next issue on the agenda is the Fort Ridge Library for $1 million development. Additional funding of the Fort Ridge Library. As you recall, the Fort Ridge Library was taken with, they had originally requested $5.1 million. Took it down to 3.7, bid came in higher than they expected. Both of them supply chains, so they came back with redevelopment. Requesting $1 million additional, it was granted. And so this is a note for $1 million. Along with like 3.7, which was given to the Fort Branch Library.
We don't have anybody else wanting to build the library that wants to pay for it. We got to do it right. All right. So we need a motion on this.
Yes.
I'll make the motion to approve that.
we have a motion. Is there a second? I'll second. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion, questions, comments? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? 0. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
One here, Mr. President, I think to throw this in here, but the city of Princeton was granted through the redevelopment. the county commissioners granted them some funding. And they also granted the YMCA some funding. I anticipate that if redevelopment grants the funding source that I'll need to put on the agenda for the council meeting, if not December, January. So just to let you know that those are two other projects the commissioners did approve. They haven't been approved by redevelopment, but I'm just letting you know. They have been approved by the commission. One's a YMCA super relocate, and the other City of Princeton, which is a road off of Second Avenue, connecting Second Avenue.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim.
I can report you came to an executive session with us and the commissioner, so if you want to select it, they can provide you.
Everybody want to look at your calendars and see if, I don't know if we could try to do afterwards on that 20th day.
Before, unless school.
One won't make it because he's at
Yeah,
school.
When school get out,
When is
The weekend.
when is the next evening, our commissioners meeting?
After the upcoming one. Tuesday, the 15th. It would be.
13th to 6th.
My
6th and
first,
20th is the commission meetings.
my first here is the first day out of.
Are they both in the evening or one in the morning? one in the evening? 6th and the 20th.
20th.
I know that there is a economic development meeting before.
That's on the 12th.
So you guys like that to meet before that commissioners meeting on the 6th or the 20th?
Good, either one.
I can't do the 6th, but I can do the 20th.
On the 20th, they meet at 5 o'clock.
The
It
drainage
starts-
board,
it starts
the
at
drainage
5.
board meet that day.
Drainage board meets the first one.
Okay.
The first, on the 6th, they meet at 5:30. The drainage board meets at 4:30.
And then when's the January one? Is it prior to our January meeting?
Yeah, it should be the 3rd, but that account, of course, hadn't been approved. I'm sure it will be.
20th right now is the only one. I can do.
Of December?
Yeah, I can't do the 6th.
I can.
It's just me. The 20th.
20th is good. Shoot for the 20th?
Yeah.
We can see after.
That'll be before the commission. Oh, like what time are we talking? And the commissioners meet at what time?
5.
Meet at 4.
3:30.
Probably 3:30.
So at least 3:30.
Mike, if that's firmed up, you'll get with Mike. Mike can let us know if that's firmed up when they.
so we'd have a council meeting.
At 9.
Yeah,
That's fine.
and I guess we could move the council meeting to the afternoon. Have it in the middle of the afternoon instead of in the morning.
I'm wide open that day.
Do you want to do that?
We're moving it already, so we might.
We're already moving the council meeting to the 20th. Can we just, we could do it mid-afternoon and then be done before that?
Yeah, we could
Come all at once.
meet for that one at 2 o'clock. I think an hour ought to be enough, shouldn't it, for that?
Yeah.
2, and that would take us into 3 for,
Good.
give us a few
You
minutes.
guys get that?
So 2 on the 20th.
That's gonna be the council meeting now. We're gonna advertise it, obviously.
We were, our meeting was posted on the 13th and we had some discussion whenever we were scheduling, if that was late enough in the month. Usually we try to go to the end of the month, though this is the latest that meeting can be just about. So we had already discussed moving that to the 20th. And so rather than come in the morning and then come back in the afternoon for that meeting, we're gonna switch the council meeting to. Is that
Joint meeting at
3:30?
3:30.
Mary is watching on YouTube. It's already been.
Excellent. Okay, thanks for your cooperation, everybody. That actually went smoothly, I think. George?
Big question.
Oh, it's already out there.
What we find to control.
Good on you.
We're still going. Eliminate that. But yes,
it's out
it's old. There's a concrete slab that they're breaking up, and that concrete slab is probably this thick. And it's probably about 20 by 20 feet, so they're thinking. They broke through that, and of course, they found this hole, of course, they're afraid that this thing will be made, the end of it's about 4 foot. In diameter. I'll pass my phone and take a look at it.
On Jimmy?
You want me?
I've seen it.
I've seen it.
There it is. Pass it down.
Pull back.
Got the bird's eye view.
If there's no way, we'll be fine.
So, it's not a showstopper.
That's weird.
It's not.
Yeah, 50 feet deep. It hits bedrock.
It's going on in the county. There's actually,
How they
did
used to
some
get the pole.
research on it. And, kind of interesting story back in the day, we'll call it
Were you there?
that.
Oh, okay. Knew I was gonna ask.
Walked right into it.
He totally opened that door for me.
How we did this.
There's a lot of.
We're not staying close to that hole.
Top, horseshoes, all that kind of stuff. There was one over in that, actually in that area. They said it was pretty common for people that did that kind of work to actually dig their own hole out of ground. And that's what they think this is the shaft they use to dig coal. Did that so they didn't have to buy it from a coal company, save some money. Expenses, they said it was pretty. And so they're gonna do pump water out of it. And they'll put riprap or large boulders in it. And then they come along with it's a concrete mix, but it kind of looks like really soft ice cream. And basically just keep that in there and let it drip all the way down. It goes down to 50 feet, believe it or not. That's really close to where bedrock is in that area right over there. Yeah, but it's about 42 feet, 50. That's a lot of bedrock is. And that was just kind of where it is. So it's not a showstopper. We got contingency for those kind of things built into the budget. So they'll fill it all up. I mean, it's stabilized and we'll keep moving forward. And it has got a lot of concrete down it. They use on the shaft, so they gained real well in that. Got a grand breaking back on the 21st. And it went real well. And Bridge Street, 100 feet of it's closed now. It's there for this north of the dentist office, which is Primitive Avenue. Maybe at least a year or more. So we did get permission from the city council here in Princeton. They were doing actually get permission from November the 1st of this year to, I believe it's March 2024. So, I say it every year, but we don't know. So, but really making for safety, and we're really doing something. Making concrete, we're going to be making mortar on the site where the grade building is, so the building's going to be pretty tight. And then they take it across the street, and get afraid that you end up having a ramp or something bad could happen, so. We're good with that. That's about it right now.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
but
you.
don't go with the document, don't go with the end of the rainbow. Okay?
Don't forget your phone.
Yeah, your phone's up here somewhere.
Yeah, I'll probably need it back.
Just for note, I think it's kind of cool what we have sitting in front of us today.
Do what?
Immediate past sheriff, current sheriff, and it's 8:30 last night, our new sheriff, all in the same room today. So I think that's pretty cool. Just throw that out there.
Next up, on old business, additional appropriation resolution from, last month. We had 1,000 general fund, other services and charges in the amount of $40,320. And then in the jail bond construction, fund, we had, other services and charges for 250,000. And then we had also a, reduction of 40,320 in personal services and general fund to offset the additional up there, so. Take a motion to approve the additionals.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion, questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 7-0. Thank you. Any other old business? New business, Verigy, you must be Rick Anderson.
Still have mine.
You got your
today, so.
Michael Stevenson.
I've seen him. We did.
You guys?
Yeah, well, no, well, it's three of them.
Council?
These four, yes. Well, no, not these four. Me.
We get reelected?
No, I didn't.
I made a presentation to the county commissioners a couple weeks ago, and they suggested that maybe I can chat with you guys just as an information situation as far as something's going to move forward that you guys are doing. So there's guaranteed savings legislation, state of Indiana, it's called IC-36-1-1. You guys go out and do the guaranteed savings project via the RFQ process. So on the first page that I gave you, it kind of shows what we look at as far as what we call energy conservation. AC, lighting, solar is something we do quite a bit. So I don't know if you guys would be the fun Atlas or fun out of Evansville. We did the parking canopies down in Evansville. We also did the solar. Right, it's surrounding Indianapolis Airport. But we do quite a bit more around the state. I gave you also some information on the place. If you're not, it's a white page on the something that's kind of shows you. Any place that you would be looking at the bills, so primarily solar, maybe geothermal, and also battery technology. Let's say you install $1 million solar project, be able to get at least a minimum of 30% back, direct pay back to free county, city, K-12 school, whatever like that. You get a direct payment back on that solar. So it's really also cash flow. So I don't know that there's any, what you typically do with these things is all this stuff doesn't cost anything to do the assessment. We get you utility information. We also do a facility walk around of all your facilities in the county. We would then come back to recommendations to hey, here's the project, here's the cash flow savings, and then you guys can maybe forward to something like this. An area assessment for you guys. So I think the commissioners suggested that I kind of at least let you guys know that this is actually what's going to move forward with. I can come back to other say I should motion. Move forward with the assessment, but county council, it's other counties around the state. Sometimes you guys, you're not really taking the project, break the project. So I want to make sure that you guys are informed about what we're doing. And again, everybody says, well, how do you guys make your money? We don't make it.
Questions? Thank you, Rick.
Art. What he was wanting, I'll just tell you what he was wanting. He was wanting to add a part-time person to like clean the bathrooms and pick up the trash and do work like that. But I sent him the agenda. I thought he was gonna be here, so we'll
Okay.
just hold that one.
Okay, Wendy?
Okay. Scholarship money, typically you have to have an approval to transfer, so you don't put it in line with this year's put it in line, so we're fine. If it goes over the 13,000, which I do feel like it's gonna go over by less than 1,000, is it okay if I transfer that? Seven.
But in series,
Yes. But it's a personal services.
we need a motion.
Yes.
I'll move.
Second. I think got on that first. With motion and second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Permission granted. You want to go ahead and knock out the other things that you're listed for here?
Sure. The comp time, there is a lady in the extension office that they did not have as much work time this summer. And so she built up a lot of comp time during their time and everything. And she's requesting to be paid 80 hours of her comp time, straight time. They have the money in part-time because they didn't use it all. So I'm gonna pay it out to her because she doesn't see any way with all the vacation and everything that she has, that she can use that comp time. So I just needed approval to do that, and then we'll have to approve the transfer.
What's it for?
Pension office, it's the 4-H, everything.
Sounds like, yeah, the funding is there. Know what I mean? It was in part-time, but they didn't have part-time. What do you think, guys?
I mean, she incurred it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to pay her one way or the other, so.
Yeah.
We got the money. I mean, she deserves to pay. We need a,
We need a
Have a motion.
motion to pay it out and I'll make a motion to permission to transfer it. I'll make it, well, I guess one at a time or make a motion to be able to pay her out. A motion from Jay to be able to pay out the comp time for 80 hours. There a second?
Second.
Clark, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. 7-0.
make a motion to move the money from part-time.
It's in the transfers.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It is.
We'll just wait to do that then.
Okay.
Okay.
Salary schedule number 7.
Oh,
Seven's not bad.
The ARPA bonus. Cannot say ARPA bonus. If I had to change the wording, the title of it to ARPA premium pay. Also the increase in the sheriff's salary. July, and somebody, I don't know who, but somebody did not type it in. So it's typed in there now.
I rolls uphill, so it's definitely Mike's fault.
I'm really not. Pay her replacement last month. So this salary schedule shows that this replacement is being paid from Fund 8895 through the end of the year. And that's what the changes were on there.
I make a motion to approve salary schedule amendment number 7.
A second.
We have a motion and a second to approve salary schedule 7 for 2022. On this. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 7-0. Let's find it now. This copy. That copy.
Are you ready for these bills?
Go for it.
Okay. So I've given you all a copy of the 2023 salary schedule. The salary schedule has been amended this year, partly due to the new system. Everyone will have an hourly rate unless they are a true salary position, which there are very few of. So instead of annual salaries on there, it actually says the rate and it gives them overtime range. If there's overtime to be paid. The elected officials and the true salary positions actually show a bi-weekly salary now rather than an annual salary. And that helps us so that in the event of the 26 pay, I don't have to go in and add money to the lines because we're not doing anything annually, we're doing it bi-weekly. And in the event of the 27th pay, that the elected officials would be entitled to it because we're not doing an annual salary for them, we're setting up bi-weekly. It's based on the budget that was approved.
We need to vote this one. 2023. We've approved the budget to set this. But now we need to approve this so she can pay people.
Yeah,
50 cent an hour raise that you gave for.
I thought, I understand now. I thought you was wanting to change it from the old way to this way. But I was like, I didn't remember voting it in to start with, but.
Brandon, almost.
I know, you're lost. What? I was lost for a second, so we're in the same boat now.
Are we clear now?
Yeah.
Okay. System is not, we couldn't set everyone up as a salary. We pay them salary anyway, so it's just showing our rate. And it really saves us a lot of work in the event of a
I'll make a motion to approve the 2023 salary schedule.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion, questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Jay. And we
Seven to
which
zero.
these things, yeah, then I need you to do something.
Okay. Does everybody have these personal services transfer? Ready for these? We've got personal series transfers. If I just listen to them, if you have a question about one of them, write down, we'll discuss it. General fund extension requests from 11,300 part-time into 11,500 second deputy, the $1,360 that we talked about earlier. General fund, the sheriff requests 13,400 from UHP part-time, sorry, from 13400, the fund, UHP part-time in the amount of 3,000, and from part-time in the amount of 2,000 into overtime with that 5,000 to finish off the year for holidays and overtime. He's also requesting 13,000 from patrol officer overtime into 12,801 overtime. The jail is requesting 18,000 from corrections officer into overtime to finish the year, overtime for the holidays. Commission request from part-time employee of 5,500 into 12,300 severance. EMS is requesting $9,000 from full-time paramedics into part-time paramedics. EMS is requesting 46,000 from full-time paramedics into overtime paramedics. And also requesting 19,000 from full-time paramedics into overtime. We'll vote on all those together. Does anybody see any that they have any questions about? Entertain a motion to approve the personal series transfers.
Make a motion to approve the transfers as they's read.
Motion from Jay,
Second.
seconded by Clark. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 7-0. Then we have out of series transfers. Sheriff's requesting a transfer from uniform cleaning of $700 and office supplies of $400 into vehicle repair for a total of $1,100 to pay invoices. Coroner is requesting $3,150 from deputies into autopsy and lab fees to finish the year. Jail is requesting $283.19 from security door repair into copy machine to pay invoice. The extension office is requesting $330 from computer maintenance into equipment to pay for an office chair. And EMS is requesting a transfer of $10,000 from utilities into regular ambulance supplies to purchase needed equipment. Police building equipment, David encumbered 15. Okay. Sheriff requested $500 from reserve deputy uniforms and $500 from reserve deputy supplies into gas, tires, and oil of $1,000 to pay an invoice. He also requested $1,000 out of office supplies and $600 out of reserve deputy supplies into vehicle repair in the amount of $1,600 to pay the invoice. I'll entertain a motion to approve those out of series transfers. Mike Stillwell,
Second.
seconded by Dan Beard. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. And then we have some additional appropriation requests to advertise. The sheriff is asking for 23,000 into his overtime line. And then in the jail, a reduction of 23,000 corrections officers to offset. Thank you for doing that. Finish the year off with overtime and holidays. Also requesting $17,940 from computers for computers and equipment for body cam server update. So the total additional request in the sheriff's department is $17,940. EMS is requesting 2333 for rent, 25,000 for part-time, 23,000 for full-time paramedic, 32,000 for full-time AD basic EMTs, 15,000 for overtime, and 31,000 for overtime for paramedics. The total additional request in EMS is $128,333. We have a request to appropriate the remaining other services and charges in ARPA for $3,268,933. And then we have medical care for inmates, needs to be appropriated, $1,500 in supplies, $2,000 in other services and charges. Their cash balance is $35.69, so it's sufficient to cover those. Where do you want to start, guys? Sheriff first. $18,000 for body cam server update. Roughly $17,940. Anybody have any questions? Motion.
Motion to advertise for the server.
I apologize. We need to advertise, I guess, for the additional in the general fund and the reduction in corrections officers and the body cams
for the sheriff's
for
department.
the sheriff's department. Yeah.
I'd make a motion, we advertise for the sheriff's department overtime and for the reduction in the jail. And then for the body cam server update. So it's gonna net out just
940.
17,940.
So motion, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by McGraw. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? 7-0. EMS. You already transferred everything out of your part-time line?
Well, I did.
Pretty much.
Part-time, those transfers we did, I did it for, I got enough money up to the first pay in December. And then after that, that's where we get into.
Okay. It is troublesome. Really, oh, there's a. Really need to boost up efforts to get part-time help and cut down on that overtime next year. I mean, we knew we were gonna. He's come to us a couple of times and told us we were gonna be up against some of this, so.
Between the transfers of 74,000 and the 126, I mean, that's a $200,000 event.
And that would be, because that's, what I'm looking at, I do think he's gonna be close. Can we do that? And if we don't use it, then just have it go back to the general fund?
Well, if it's not spent, it'll just be in the general fund, won't it? Yeah, I think, I mean, I don't see any reason why not.
I think he'll be close on some of them.
Okay.
And we also may have the issue of some of the part-time people are working a lot of hours.
They are more than.
So we may have to turn around and offer benefits to them.
He's got some part-timers. He's not getting the part-timers that he needs to work the 24 hours a week. He's working them 80 and 80 overtime. That could be better too. So,
According to the Department of Labor, we may be over the.
That's a yearly total though, right?
Mhm.
Based on average, and we're gonna hit it.
we are on track. I'm not saying that we are for sure, but we're on track, and if this continues, not following the 24 hours a week, we'll have a problem, right?
Next year.
Mhm. A problem, we may have to offer benefits to those part-time people.
And it's not a yearly December, January to December. They can take it from,
Any 12-month rolling.
right,
Just,
I believe right now we only have one that's working like that, right now, so. The rest of them are, just getting 24, 48 hours a month. But we have one that he basically don't have another job and he's been helping us out a lot. And, just because of the fact that we can't find, nobody can find anybody. It's either that or shut a truck down, so.
one of them that was doing it that would have had to have benefits, they just hired full-time. But the other one definitely is not and has been offered the full-time. I don't guess he's gonna take it.
It's not fire right now, right? We need to have that on our radar for
Yeah,
January.
I'm just making you aware that we may,
Yeah.
we could run into
we
that
have some kind of
expense.
policy. Yeah.
If we hit the threshold, then we'll be liable for paying
Okay.
them.
I can talk to you offline about it, but like, if they're doing that and they get benefits and then they cut their hours way back, do they keep their benefits? How's that work?
Because they've hit the
you
magic
see what I
number.
mean?
They've
I'd
hit the
hate-
magic number.
Okay. You see what I mean? I'd hate for somebody to game it and do it for a year and then have the benefits and then not be helping us out, not working at all or some. I think it's risky. I don't think we want to get into that. If at all possible for part-timers, so.
Yeah, 'cause we've tried the option of hiring somebody full-time to fill in and that didn't work.
Motion.
I have to pay if we like it or not, so.
You got to pay it.
Motion to approve the EMS additional request.
Yes,
Is there a second?
advertise.
Advertise it. Is there a second? Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion?
I was just calling you to explore all avenues to try to minimize this. I mean, we knew there was gonna be an increase by going to the 24-hour shifts and all that, but this is probably more than was anticipated. So, as a supervisor and all that, do everything that you can to control the cost for the county taxpayers.
I guess can be. So. I take my word for it, in case you guys have a question about whether or not we have been trying. I mean, there's just not anybody hardly out there.
We also had 4 people go off on major medical for almost a half a year, 2
Yeah.
are still off on major
And
medical.
No.
That's-
That's the two that are off.
Mhm.
There is no money from the county being paid in wages and has not been for months.
Yeah, I mean, the thing.
They replaced though, as far as.
Right, but their money for their job is there to replace.
Right, but
Okay.
they was original on 6 weeks. So that ate up money too, and there were several things that. Sorry, I couldn't control.
Maybe understanding what's going on in the tri-state with EMS systems everywhere. Like Pike County, for instance, first year is getting ready to pay the basic EMTs, the same year paying the paramedic here. So changes have been coming. And now we're seeing the results of it. So trying to find those key is a lot better. I don't know if you really understand the difference between basic EMT and paramedic or not. But basics get paid $18 an hour. Same as our paramedics.
As good as the insurance is, everyone that's coming into EMS is chasing that dollar sign. And we can advertise how well our insurance is, how well the pay is, but everybody is going up. I mean, you can't convince anyone coming out of high school, brand new basic, done a 6-month course. Down here, whenever they can go to any other service anywhere around and make $4 or $5 an hour.
I look at the benefits.
Yeah, and I'm the same way.
Well, I see the thing, the thing is, some of the people we got one girl there, we saw them older, and she's looking at benefits, and we really push that, we really do. And the problem is that we're still fighting the fact that there's just not enough people in the system, you know.
Not clear though, you're fully, you've 24 right now?
Yeah, we have fully staffed, but two of our people are actually out on medical leave, which is hurting us. You
Right,
know, and so
but it's part-time that we're talking about.
the part-time, we are, you know, we're fighting that all the time, trying to get more part-timers in here. The problem is that they are very few out there. The problem is, I mean, and I think you guys can or I think you understand this, that, you know, people that's EMT paramedics are usually employed somewhere, you know, whether it's AMR, Knox County, wherever, and multiple jobs.
Mhm.
And that's the thing, and some of them just don't want another job. So that was one of the things, you know, I talked about this, about trying to get into the schools and start trying to do something. Because I feel like if we can get this started to where we can have, you know, where we can get these kids maybe started in EMS, that we will have a pipeline of people coming in. But right now, you know, we don't have nothing here in the county hardly to get them. So,
But Dave, how many of our part-timers have we had to hire into full-time in the last like 3 or 4 months? To replace full-timers that have left for higher paying EMS jobs.
we've hired a few. I don't know the number because I'd have to look. But the thing is, that we've gotten better than what we were, you know, where we was at when we first came to you, you know, we was looking at losing people right and left there for a while. And
I'm steady, I'm steady to bleed.
yeah, I think it's fairly stable right now, but we're just still working on trying to get the, you know, part-time built up.
Chair, on the council meeting on the 20th, we will know a whole lot closer whether or not you have to approve that additional if you advertise it, because we'll be almost finished.
When do the additional regulations have to be put in? Is it December 31st this year? Last year it was 4/15. Yeah. I think we did extend it to.
Yes, I think they extend to 31st,
But
I think.
if you approve to advertise, we'll be much closer and we may not need all.
Okay. So we already have a motion, second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? 7-0. And then ARPA to appropriate the remaining $1,268,933.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Riley. Stillwell. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you. I've got one more. And then medical care for inmates needs appropriated, 1,500 in supplies and 2,000 in other services and charges. Need a motion.
Just a additional appropriation for supplies in the amount of 1,500, and then service and charges of 2,000 for care of inmates. I'll make a motion to advertise.
Is there a second?
1 second.
Seconded by Riley. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any other new business? Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Let's handle the housekeeping to get those meetings.
Okay, to match up or to finish out the end of the year and all that, I'd make a motion that we move our regular scheduled December the 13th meeting to December the 20th at 2 p.m. Second.
We have a motion and a second. McGraw, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
And to what we discussed earlier in regards to the EMS building and all that, I'd make a motion that we hold an executive meeting of the council and the commissioners on December the 20th, starting at 3:30 in the afternoon, to discuss their proposal for the EMS facilities.
A second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor of approving the joint session? Aye. Opposed? 7-0. Derek?
Motion to adjourn.